Hey, good morning, Self-Xers. You are on a recorded line. This is our morning huddle, and the agenda on these huddles is my check-in with you, see how things are going, and maybe briefly talk about a topic either that you bring up or from some of the questions I received over the last 24 hours. But today is day 2 of the Self-X, your de-sugared brain. And remember, the Self-X begins with a question. Are you sensitive to sugar? We're going to prove true or false whether you have greater mental clarity and better mood when you are off added sugar and sweeteners, or false, it doesn't have an effect on you. That is the goal of this. We measure it, and you will end with insights. And that same structure can be applied to any health question you have. So today is day 2 of the Self-X. Last night you should have completed your day 1 snap. Any issues or questions with that?
Not for me.
Nope, good. Excellent. Any revelations from one day? Remember, this is 7 days, so we measure every day and learn at the end. But maybe any experiences or issues that came up that I can help with, or that you want to just share with the other Self-Xers?
I think for me, it's mostly just trying to still figure out what things have sugar and don't. I mentioned to you that I used some cocoa aminos that said no added sugar, but then I looked at the ingredients and it said made from tree sap, which to me sounds kind of sugary. So I wasn't sure what I used it, so I didn't report it as sugar on my snap, but I suspect it may be sugar-like.
Yep. No, that's one of the hardest things. Looking at those labels, as I mentioned in my postings yesterday, really have to go through 3 steps. 1, look for added sugar. Look at that line, added sugar. If that's 0, then go on to the list of ingredients. If you see any of those synthetic and natural sweeteners that are on the list I sent around, then that food or drink is off the list. And then you need to do what you did. You look at each ingredient there, and there are tricky ones hidden in there that I've had to look up online as well. Such as tapioca syrup. I agree. I bet the sap is a form of sweetener, but no big deal. Plow ahead and just keep looking and studying those labels and ingredients. Good. Well, along those lines, I had several questions around fruit, fruit juices, and dried fruit. And I will send you a Pearl of the Day video today that you can see in this watch section. But the quick story on it is whole fruit, like when you pick up an apple, an orange, any whole fruit, unprocessed, just off the vine, out of the ground fruit, has sugar in it. It has a sugar called fructose, but when it's in a whole fruit, that sugar is bound up with a lot of other macro ingredients, including fiber. All of the other stuff that comes with the whole fruit slows the absorption of sugar. So there's a nice, slow, smooth rise in your blood sugar, and that protects the brain, protects the body from the big spikes in sugar. When you have fruit juice, even if it's 100% organic, only ingredient on it is 100%, let's say, orange juice. The problem with that is the juice has all of the macro ingredients, the fiber, the pulp, those have all been removed. And so you're basically getting a huge infusion of sugar. And even though that fruit juice is probably better than a regular Pepsi, it's still a blast of sugar that for this experiment we are not going to take. So no fruit juices. And similarly, dried fruit, although better than the fruit juice because you do get fiber with it, is still a concentration of sugar. And so, no dried fruit for this experiment. Use whole fruit, whole vegetables, and that will be the best way to test out whether you are sensitive to sugar. I will post a more detailed video, but still a 5-minute Pearl of the Day video on that today. With that, day 2 proceeds the same way. Watch the watch list for any tidbits I'll send to you, and I will today. I will also put in here a recording of this huddle. And then this evening, again, go to the channel Snap on your Discord down here and complete your day 2 daily snap. And continue to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. And otherwise, we will regroup tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Any other questions, concerns? Anything I can help with?
Yeah, I do have one question. So I have a probiotic lozenge that turns out has stevia in it, so it tricked me also. Or not stevia, excuse me, xylitol. And xylitol isn't on the list of no-nos, but I'm assuming it's still a no-no.
Yep, it is. It's a sweetener, so I will update the list with that as well. There are so many and more being created every day. Again, in the scheme of things, probably it's a pretty minute amount that's in. Is it a pill you're taking?
It's a very small lozenge.
A lozenge, yeah. But at least for the sake of this experiment, let's try to eliminate that if possible. If you can't, then just put it in the snap that you're taking it. And I don't know if there's a way to search the amount either on the bottle or by going to the manufacturer's website, and we'll just take that into consideration in your final analysis. The reality is, if all sugars and sweeteners were removed, or rather, if all foods and drinks with added sugar and sweetener were removed from the average grocery store shelves, there'd be only 20% of the products left. And most of those would be in the whole food, vegetable, and fruit section. So the stuff is everywhere, and it's very difficult to eliminate it all. But continue looking for it, and if it can't be removed because of your needs, then just record it, and we take it into consideration. Great job.
And Albert, yesterday also along the same lines, just kind of in the same train of thought, but Shelville posted a question about the cashew butter, roasted cashew butter. There's a machine in the grocery store, and it says just nuts, but on the label it has some added sugar. And one of the things I've just found is the peanut butters, nut butters are really hard to figure out, because sometimes they'll say, even the ones that are, this is a machine, but one is prepackaged, will say just nuts. But somehow when you look on it, you do find sometimes significant added sugars. What's the deal with that?
Why they say just nuts, and then
you see like in the package they'll say like just nuts, but then somehow it's or there's words like it says like nut butter spread. There's some like secret little words, like it's not pure nut butter. It sounds like it is, but then you look at it, there's definitely either added oils and added sugars, even though it says like pure peanut butter spread, and then you go there and there's an added oil and added sugar in there. How would they get away? How does that work?
Yep, I don't know all of the regulations around those labels, but it just goes to show you again, you have to go to the label and look at specifically at the ingredients. There are, though, you can definitely find peanut butters that have truly nothing added. They're they're nuts. I'm sorry, nut butters, peanut, almond. But you definitely have to look at many of them, and they're often not the ones you would think they are. Like Whole Foods store brands, they have sugar in them and a bunch of other oils. I did. I think I have a video coming on this, but there are definitely ones out there that have nothing in it at all. And of course, if you can go to the co-ops where you can truly ground your own nuts into the butter or spread, that's probably the best. You know what you're putting in, and that's all there is. Great questions. Okay. Well, another day on the experiment bandwagon. Carpe salutum. I will send out the recording of this huddle and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm signing off. Take care.
Bye.